Yeah, I watched half of Anger Management last night. You got a problem? I had 90 minutes of YouTube related work to do, so I did it. I needed a bad movie to put on the other monitor, and I found one real quick. It was one of the top 10 most popular movies on Canadian Netflix. It's shit. Yeah, it's really bad. It's not good. There's nothing else to say about that, really. It's kind of crazy that it's one of Jack Nicholson's like last five movies. How do you feel about Mean Girls? I mean, Mean Girls is that's a good movie. Although I will say I saw the tweet that said like if Clueless is the definitive coming of age movie for the 90s and Mean Girls is it for the 2000s, what is it for the 2010s? I'm sorry to inform you, I take issue. Maybe I'm being heteronormative here, but it's just my opinion. The preeminent coming of age movie of the 2000s is actually super bad. I'm sorry to tell you that. Mean Girls is a great movie as well. For me, it's absolutely super bad though. The movie speaks to the graduating from high school in the mid 2000s experience one to one. Now, I never changed my name to McLovin or got kidnapped by a couple police officers or forced to sing the Guess Who to my cousin's friend in a these eyes do 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 cry every night. It's a great movie. Why'd you change your name to McLovin? It was either that or Muhammad. Why couldn't you just pick a common name? Muhammad is the most common name on earth. You idiot, read a book sometime. Oh man. What about the 2010s? I don't know. Like, I'm not a Olivia Wilde stan. I really enjoyed Booksmart. But Lady Bird is a better movie, but Booksmart is also pretty good. I guess I haven't seen that many coming of age movies in the 2010s, though, because I was already of age. Also, D.L. Guiga, come on. Lost in Translation? Wait, coming of age movie, Lost in Translation? You know, coming of age is like when you are surrounding your 16th to 18th birthdays. That's a coming of old age movie. It's like what it means to be 63 years old. It's a great movie. Don't get me. I love Lost in Translation. It's all right. Oh, okay. Okay, E_D. It's all right. Rotten Tomatoes, Lost in Translation. Let's just take a quick look at what. It's a mere 95. How about IMDb, Lost in Translation? Still loading. It's loading. 7.7 out of 10. Honestly, that's because the average person that uses IMDb to give ratings is like their favorite movie is Zack Snyder's Justice League. No disrespect. Okay, Letterboxd, Lost in Translation. I'm gonna say it's a 4.3 or above. 3.9? What's wrong with the Letterboxd community, man? Excuse me. This is something that needs to be rectified. It's not even a 4 on Letterboxd. 3.9 is pretty high on Letterboxd. It's one under Rice Boy Sleeps. Don't get me wrong. I also enjoyed Rice Boy Sleeps. I thought it was a great movie, but Lost in Translation is up there too. 1.5. Sofia Coppola, you fucking weirdo. I was really looking forward to this. What do you mean we really? Try being alive in 2003 when you write this review, you piece of crap. Lost in Translation takes a look at a blossoming love affair between two Americans isolated in Japan. My problem with this is that I found the depiction of Japan and of Japanese people by the film to be dog shit. Like half of the film's runtime is Bill Murray making fun of the fact that the Japanese don't have perfect English pronunciation while completely ignoring the fact that they speak two languages while he only speaks one. Bill Murray, you're right, Lost in Translation would have been a much better movie if every time Bill Murray didn't understand someone, he said, just so you know, I'm not making fun of your English for not being good. I am a stupid American who only speaks one language, and I recognize your polyglot superiority because you're speaking too. I know it's problematic that I don't understand you because of your accent, and I apologize, but let's get to the funny parts. When they aren't being used for a cheap, unfunny, racist joke, the Japanese are treated as a plot device. The movie is about an American who's 63 years old going to Japan for the first time and experiencing isolation and culture shock combined with the 1-2 punch of a midlife crisis and imminent divorce of his marriage. Come on, man. Come on. Wait, are we going to do this? What's next? We're going to leave a 3.5-star review of Forgetting Sarah Marshall that says like, oh, this is a pretty funny movie. Too bad that they're colonists because they're going on vacation in Hawaii. Like we have to do better than this from a criticism standpoint. But the point of the movie is not that Bill Murray is like a good guy. The point of the movie is that he's a normal person, okay? The movie is not like, hey, check out this cool guy, Bill Murray. If anything, it's kind of that he's a little bit pathetic, quite frankly. Holy cow, man. At the center of the film is the romance between Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson, which I found to be lackluster. I mean, it's obvious why Bill wants Scarlett, but why does she want him? Because she's lonely? Because her husband neglects her? Because he's the only other American in the vicinity? You don't understand. The fact is, one of the things that makes Lost in Translation so interesting is the fact that these two people who otherwise would never have had the opportunity to meet because of this unique circumstance that they find themselves in, being islands of American culture overseas, okay? It's not a romance movie. It's like a 12-year-old's opinion of the movie to be like, is this a romantic comedy where Scarlett Johansson falls in love with an old man? It's not a romance. They're friends, and possibly Bill Murray is trying to propel it forward because he's a bit of a scumbag, but they're companions more than anything else. This is crazy, man. What a bad movie. I'll give it 1 star just because of Scarlett Johansson. What the hell? Bromidic and unfunny. Hang on. I'm not in 10th grade English class. I need to look this up. Bromidic. Dull and tiresome, but with pretensions of significance or originality. Okay, I mean, that's fair. I disagree, but I can understand that criticism about Lost in Translation. I mean, a 1.5 star review of Lost in Translation means that I'm now going to look at everything you've ever reviewed, though. So if you'll just give me a second here, let's see what you've been reviewing here. Let's see what you gave. 3.5 star review for Barbie. I haven't seen it, so I can't comment on that. I did notice you gave a 3-star review to Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, but apparently Lost in Translation is a 1.5. So now let me just say, I understand that those movies might have different expectations, and as a result, you may be you're more inclined to have a critical gaze for one of them. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there. I see that you've given Hustle, the Adam Sandler movie where he recruits a basketball player for the Philadelphia 76ers. You've given that a 2.5 stars. Okay, now I'm offended because I see that you've given The Gray Man a 1.5. And the idea that The Gray Man and Lost in Translation are equivalent movies is truly insane. The Invisible Man, the recurring bit? The Invisible Man, you gave a 0? That's a decent to pretty good horror thriller. That's crazy. How do I see your review? I don't use this website. How do I see your reviews? Oh, these are just watched. Oh, bro, come on. 1.5 star review for Lost in Translation. 3.5 star review for Despicable Me. Good God. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, 3 stars. Despicable Me, 3.5. Am I losing my mind? The Conversation, 1974, Gene Hackman, 2-star review. Narrative greed renders every story beat into a dull thud. Uninteresting. Why? You're not ready for these movies. Go follow up Despicable Me with Despicable Me 2. And then you can watch Minions and then the Despicable Me, The Rise of Gru. This is insanity. I'm sorting by highest rated. Inglourious Bastards, Mission Impossible Fallout, Avatar The Way of Water, Avatar The Way of Water, Avatar The Way of Water, Avatar, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, and then fucking, of course, number 7 with a 5-star review, Tokyo Story. I find that after 3 watches of Avatar The Way of Water, Tokyo Story from 1953 really hits the fucking spot. Of course, Kill Bill Volume 1, Avatar, Titanic, Howl's Moving Castle, Spirited Away, In the Mood for Love, and Chungking Express back to back. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, 4.5 stars out of 5. Like, I disagree, but it's not insanely. I'm losing my mind here. Brian De Palma's Blowout, 1981, 4.5 stars. Gene Hackman's The Conversation, 1974, 2 stars. We found a person on the planet who doesn't like The Conversation, but loves Blowout. Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, 4.5 stars, man. I'm dying. Lost in Translation, 1.5 stars. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, 4.5 stars. That's the sequel. Okay, the reviews that this person has given me are crazy. It's not Dan, but it is a Dan-esque review profile. Rush Hour 2, 4.5 stars. Am I losing my mind? Rush Hour 2? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? That is it. She did the, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Lee! Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of sorry. There's a lot of good movies.
You block me?
What is that? Is that Carter?
No.
I don't know what she's talking about. She just said, "Did you block me?" There's a lot of good movies here in the 4 to 5 star queue, but there's a lot of great movies in the 1 star queue. Dude, I think I don't understand film talk, and that's fine. You can keep it up. But this person strikes me as being 19 years old. There's nothing more 19, and if you're 19, I was here too, okay? But there's nothing more 19 years old than like knowing the language that you use to talk about movies that are good, and then applying that language to like the biggest fucking broad appeal blockbuster that's literally just designed for you to go see in a movie theater and forget about 2 seconds later. Pirates of the Caribbean, At World's End, 4 stars out of 5. These have always been a little clunky tonally, and this is no exception. But that's also what enables them to try lots of crazy things. So true. I believe that's what Roger Ebert said about Pirates of the Caribbean, At World's End. Come on, hang on. We should get started here, but I want to find something that really offends me. I want to find like an absurd movie with a 4-star plus to make me feel, okay, I'm a little upset that I see that The Thing got a 4 stars, Pirates of the Caribbean 3 got a 4.5, but whatever. Everybody makes mistakes. I'm sure if I reviewed every movie I ever saw, you would probably find contradictions like this in my own filmography as well. But Rush Hour 2, 4 stars. They reviewed it 2 times and gave it 2 different scores, but they... The Batman 2022, 4-star review, 2 words, aesthetic mastery. I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty much what my Letterboxd account would look like if the website had existed when I was 20 years old. It's all like superhero movies and then extremely critically acclaimed Japanese cinema and Wong Kar-wai movies. And that's fine, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know why you're hating on them. I'm hating on them because they gave Lost in Translation a 1.5 stars. But then they gave Spider-Man 3 a 4 stars. This is crazy and has some of the funniest scenes of the series. Crowded, chaotic, fast-paced, often makes no sense, but it doesn't need to. Spider-Man 3? 4 stars for Spider-Man 3, 1.5 stars for Lost in Translation. 4 stars for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. 1.5 stars for Letterboxd. 1 star for Secretary starring Maggie Gyllenhaal and James Spader. That's at least a 3-star movie. Come on. 1 star for Secretary. 1.5 stars for Step Brothers. Okay, based. 1.5 stars for The Suicide Squad. Not Suicide Squad. The Suicide. That's a good movie. I'm losing my mind. 2 stars for Space Jam: A New Legacy. 1.5 stars for Lost in Translation. Not just 1.5 stars. They called it bromidic and unfunny. 2 stars for Lara Croft Tomb Raider. 2 stars for fucking Red Notice. Whose reviews are you reading? Just a completely random person who their score offended me on. Their score for a movie I like offended me on a deep level. 2.5 stars for fucking Road to Perdition. What is wrong with you? Get a same review for Road to Perdition as Jungle Cruise 2021. In 10 years, your reviews are going to be incredible, though. Right now, you got the tools, but you don't know how to apply the tools in the toolbox. Once you learn how to apply the tools in the toolbox, oh man, you're going to be the top Letterboxd reviewer of all time. And when you do that, please revisit Lost in Translation. Just because it only seems bromidic because you're 20 years old, okay? So any movie that doesn't have someone with a lithium reactor in their chest, is taking itself too seriously by definition. Once you get some life experience, the experiences of other people's lives will be easier to empathize with, okay? Not everyone you disagree with is 10 years younger than you. That's the charitable read, Goggy, because they gave Spider-Man 3 a 4 stars. They gave Spider-Man 3 4 stars out of 5. Then that may not offend you. You might be like, it's a pretty okay movie. Yeah, but they gave it the same score they gave Spider-Man 2. Can you take this person seriously? You might be like, here's what I'm going to say. For me to take you seriously, you got to give Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3 at least a 1-point gulf between them. They call them the dulls. They're anything but. Don't even get me started, okay? We just went on a psychotic parasocial read of Letterboxd. We went through somebody's entire Letterboxd profile. I got very upset because they gave Lost in Translation a 1.5 stars, and they gave the second Pirates of the Caribbean movie 4.5 stars. They gave it half a star less than they gave The Godfather. But they thought that Pirates of the Caribbean 2 was better than The Thing. Listen. I'm over it. I'm gonna breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe. I short-circuited my own brain because I was gonna ask who that song was, but then while I was gonna ask, I realized that I knew who it was. That's Machine Head by Blur. And then I was going to say, remember when they had that in that pivotal basketball scene in Beef, and we were just going to keep spiraling off of that, but we gotta move on. Okay, $248 billion is a pretty sizable amount. Bush, not Blur, not Blur, Bush, not Blur. Damon Albarn, Chiblee, Damon Albarn, Gavin Rosdale, Bush, not Blur, Damon Albarn, Blur, not Bush, people, Blur, not Bush. We love Blur, we like Bush okay, but we love our Blur, don't we, people, don't we? I know they would root to Nardwuar, he's a weird little guy, I'm not saying he deserved it, but in many ways he didn't. They apologize later, now we can listen to Park Life Without Guilt, can't we, people, can't we? I lost it at the end. By the way, I do have to say, congratulations to Jennifer Lawrence on the release of No Hard Feelings on digital. It's also on Prime Video. The person on Letterboxd who gave Lost in Translation a 1.5 gave No Hard Feelings a 3. So I think that you could just put that on the cover. 2 times as good as Lost in Translation, which may have won Best Picture in 2003. I don't know. Anyway. Hello, Luca. This one's for those ice-cold Michelle Pfeiffer, the white gold. This one's for the good girls, them hood girls, straight masterpieces. Styling, flying, living it up in the city. Got the Saint Laurent with the Chucks on. I gotta kiss myself, I'm so pretty. It's too hot, hot darn. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. Too hot. I'm too hot. Say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot. Girls hit your hallelujahs. Girls hit your hallelujahs. Girls hit your hallelujahs. Cause Uptown Funk gonna give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk gonna give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk gonna give it to you. Saturday night can move in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. I don't know. Yeah, I do. That song comes up a lot on the Peloton. Like a lot. Like all the time.